Good afternoon, everybody. We're the team number 2, and the title of our study is Coronavirus, Ozone Therapy, and Other Factors that Influence the Early or Late Recovery of the Patients.
But now, what is exactly this phenomenon? COVID 19 or SARS CoV 2, that is the official name of the virus that generated the pandemic in 2020, is a new infectious disease that comes from the family of coronavirus, and the first registered breakout was in Wuhan, China in 2019. This family is named this way because their surface that are made up of shaped peaks looks like a crown, and the objective of this type of viruses is to generate problems in the respiratory system mainly, and they could go from a common cold to the MERS syndrome. That is the one of the most severe diseases that COVID-19 could give to a person. How is this virus transmitted? Well, first we have to visualize that the same way that the disease affects our body is the same way that it's transmitted, and this is by the respiratory system, also by the eyes. The virus enters to the host body and joins and starts to join the ACE2 proteins that are found in the airway cells. And the virus searches to fuse its lipid membrane with the cells in order to release its genetic structure or RNA and reproduce. This way, the virus could replicate 10,000 times to 100 times. So yeah, it's very contagious. Also, we have here a table that shows the hours or days that the virus could stay in surfaces, like air that are 3 hours, or copper that are 4 hours, cardboards, and steel that are like 2-3 days.
The symptoms of this virus are cold, headache, sore throat, fever, nasal congestion, body aches, fatigue, complication to breathing, nausea, vomit, diarrhea, and lose the taste or smell. After examination of patients with this virus, it was possible to research this conclusion.
Okay, so first of all, what's the general objective? To identify the factors or characteristics that influence an early or late recovery. For example, new treatments such as ozone therapy, blood type, sex, age, and other diseases that the patient could have.
Specific objectives. Select the sample unit. In this case, it's an accidental sampling. Create a survey with a personal and medical question for the patients. The survey must include blood type, other disease that the patient has, age, sex, etc. Divide the disease into different groups: metabolic, immunodeficiency, and pulmonary. Check if there is any relation or connection between the above characteristics. Check if new alternate treatment can help the patient.
Now, we have talked about the transmission ways and the symptoms, but what about the cure? Well, until today, there isn't a specific cure to treat the virus, but there have been huge advances in the methods that could help recover COVID-19 patients, and one of them is the ozonotherapy. The ozonotherapy consists in the use of medical ozone, that is one of the most reactive oxygen shapes, in order to take away the infectious impediments that the body has so it could heal itself. One of the greatest uses of the ozonotherapy are that it activates the immune system, uh, improves the oxygen in the cells, and improves the rheological properties of the blood.
Let's talk about the background of the current situation. Right now, there are 25 million confirmed cases all around the world and also 850,000 confirmed deaths. As we can see, both of these graphs are just going up, which means that the values are just increasing, and also the cases and the deaths all around the world. Now, the map is showing how all these cases and deaths are distributed all around the globe. The darker the color, the bigger the quantity of cases or deaths, and depending on the country, just as you can see. The orange one shows the distributions of deaths, while the blue one shows the distribution of confirmed cases. In Mexico, we have the same type of maps. Darker the color, the bigger the quantity of cases or deaths. Right now, there is a total of 606,000 cases and 65,000 confirmed deaths by the moment.
COVID-19 in Jalisco. Last March, when the first case of COVID-19 was confirmed, to date, the state of Jalisco has confirmed more than 20,000 cases of COVID-19. Some of these towns with more COVID-19 cases are Guadalajara, with a total of 6,727, Zapopan, with 3,226, Puerto Vallarta, with a total of 1,692, and Tlaquepaque with 1,476. And in total of deaths of all Jalisco are more of 2,000. Why is the research being done? The research is being done to be certain about the function of some therapy, also to identify the most vulnerable group to create conscience. And there is no information about a correlation between COVID-19 and blood type.
Recapitulating all these factors, we can say that ozonotherapy has been helping infected people all over the world. And the countries that are more convinced about this are China, Italy, and Spain, that are working to officialize this treatment by the OMS. The intent of this study is to reaffirm the relationship between ozonotherapy and the recovery of COVID-19 patients. Also to know the factors that could improve or could slow down the healing process of the infected persons, and to know if the blood type has to do with it.
Introducing the novel aspects of our work is that we are working with real COVID-19 patients whose data will be given to us to analyze their characteristics. The data will not only be their current diseases and their symptoms, which is the most useful used information by the medics to search about COVID-19 influence on a patient. It will also be the blood type, the sex, and the age to see if these characteristics also have an influence. Also, we are investigating, or we are getting data from the ozonotherapy, which is one of the new and apparently profitable treatments to fight against COVID-19.
Now, what is the research question? The research question for this experiment is, which are the factors that aggravate or improve a patient's state with COVID-19? Is there any relationship between them? And these characteristics or factors are the ones that we have been mentioning, like medical condition or diseases, lifestyle, blood type, age, sex, ozone therapy, between others.
Now with this, the research hypotheses of these investigations are: the first one, that COVID-19 symptoms depend on current diseases and way of living of the patients. And the second one is that the people with blood type A have faster recovery than those with blood type B.